But now we're going to talk some women's soccer. As Blake Reynolds joins us, could not be here in person. We're going to chat to him on Zoom. And Coach, we appreciate you joining us. How you doing here tonight?
Doing well, Gerard. Thanks for having me on. And wish I could be there, but got a little 10-month-old we're trying to keep safe. So
certainly understand, and we certainly, I think a lot of us can relate how that goes.
Yep.
Those are important times. I guess that's maybe one of the positives that has come out of all of this. You would have been busy with training and getting ready for a season with a little one in the house. You probably get to spend a little bit more time there than you would have in a normal scenario.
Yeah, she was 4 months old and not doing a whole lot at that time when this happened, and now she's 10 months old and walking around and babbling all over. So the silver lining for our family is I got to be a part of all of that and not be gone at trainings and things like that. So if there is a silver lining, that's certainly it from my perspective.
Well, we've talked to a lot of coaches already, and I kind of just started out there with how you doing. Obviously, it's been disappointing. It's been frustrating to not play and have your off-season workouts cut short. How's your team and how you're doing handling all this stuff?
Yeah, I think, like some of the coaches said, you have your good days and your bad days, your good weeks and your tough weeks, just from the perspective of, I know that if I'm struggling at times, that the players have to be struggling too. And I'm as much concerned about the mental health side of things as anything, because none of us have ever been through this. And so, we do a lot of check-ins and checkups and just calls and talks and Zooms just to make sure that we're getting through this emotionally as much as anything right now. And so I think, as other coaches have said, being back on campus now is an exciting part for them and starts to feel whole. But then at the same time, we have to be cautious because they want to just be like it was when they left in March, and it can't be that way. So there are some things there where we have to readjust and rewire the returners to say, like, you can't do some of the same things you've been doing until we get through this.
How did you handle the summer and while they were away and their training? I know a lot of the teams had team activities distantly through Zoom. How did your team handle some of the workouts and the things you were wanting them to work on while they're away this summer?
Yeah, we, as a fall sport, one of the things that we always do is you have your summer program that you send out to the players, and obviously if they want to follow that, they can. We just did a double summer workout. So when we left around spring break time, we just said, okay, we've got 8 weeks here for the rest of the school year. So we sent them a kind of a version 1, and then we gave them a couple weeks off, and then started version 2, which would have been their normal summer workout. And then on top of that, we did some of our Zoom meetings with the current team just to check in. How are we doing? We didn't talk soccer at all. We talked life, we talked school. And then when we were allowed to bring in the new student athletes, that was something new that you're not typically able to do. That was a fun feature to get to kind of bring in, because for us, we have 13 returners and 13 incoming. So that was a fun, thing for us to be able to do, to kind of start blending the family together a little bit sooner than we normally would. So from that perspective, that went well.
You lead me into what I was going to ask you next. Just talk about your team a little bit. You had some move on, and then you bring in a pretty big group, but you kind of alluded about half your team's going to be a bunch of newcomers this year. Just your thoughts on when you do finally get a play on your team.
Oh, Gerard, the thing that's killing me the most is the first day of training is like Christmas morning, when you get to unwrap your presents and you get to see all the hard work that you did, and you get your new players on the field and with your returners. And that's the thing that we're sitting here. Now it's 2 weeks later. I'm like, okay, when am I going to see him play? And so that's been the toughest part for us, is just the waiting part to get the group together, and everything you project in your mind, and you go through years of recruiting. Some of the freshmen, you've been recruiting them since they were freshmen or sophomores, and now they're finally here, and you can't see them play yet. And so when that day comes, we'll certainly be thankful. But we've got 9 freshmen and 4 transfers. We had one of our internationals from Japan. We decided to let her stay home this semester and have her start in the spring instead. We just thought that was safer for her, coming from so far away. 3 Division I transfers we're really excited about. This is probably my best all-around class that I've brought in my 4 years. And, the 9 freshmen are going to have an opportunity to impact us right away, along with our transfers. And then we've got a great returning group. So it's year 4 for me. This is the year, right? This is the year where you get in. My first recruiting class are now upperclassmen. They're juniors. And so, for me, it's killing me, because, this is the year I've been looking forward to. And we'll just have to pause and see when we get to play it again.
It's amazing year 4, how quickly it flies.
Tell me about it. Yeah.
Do you have a plan for when you are able to get back out in practice, how you're going to handle it this fall? And then I guess we'll wait and see what happens if you can play in the spring. But how are you going to go about it here now for this fall semester?
You know, Jerry and I have been brainstorming a little bit because we think we're going to have a balance between wanting to improve and get better and teach our team, our system. And it's going to be a grind a little bit. They have no games to look forward to. And if you just grind, you're going to burn them out. So we want to balance and have some fun. So we're talking about some activities that our two teams can do some things together and kind of some co-ed opportunities to let them have some fun together. So we're trying to balance that side of fun versus hard work and improvement.
Do you talk with other coaches in the conference or other coaches that you know around the country on how they're handling things and try to incorporate some of this stuff?
A lot throughout the summer, especially the handful that I'm close to, but I've reached out to just about all of them in the conference. And, you know, and a lot of it was, you know, what are you hearing right now? Are we going to play this fall? Are we in the spring? And, but just getting ideas, because a lot of people have some great ideas that, you know, I may not have thought of, or, you know, and I'm checking out what's volleyball doing on social media and what are other people doing, and just asking for questions across the sports. So, because we have to be creative right now. This is something we've all never gone through.
Well, Blake, we certainly have appreciated your time. We're glad you get to spend time with your youngster at home, but we are all eagerly anticipating when we get to watch your team play out there at the Tigers Stadium. But we appreciate you taking some time to join us here tonight.
Well, thank you. And thank you to everybody out there that's supporting us. We really need you, especially this year. And thanks for everything you do for us. Myself and my staff and my athletes certainly appreciate that.
There you go. That is Blake Reynolds. He's the head women's soccer coach at Fort Hays State University.